Let's talk about self-discipline. For a lot of us, that word just feels heavy. We immediately think of punishment, of restriction, of a life that's just no fun. But what if we've been looking at it completely backwards? What if the real secret to freedom isn't about avoiding rules, but about making the right ones for ourselves? We're going to explore how discipline isn't about what you lose, it's about everything you're about to gain. And we're starting with a massive idea. From way back, over 2,000 years ago, the philosopher Aristotle said, "Through discipline comes freedom." Freedom. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. It sounds like a total contradiction, right? The exact opposite of what we think discipline is. But stick with me here, because getting your head around this one single paradox, well, it can change everything. And this slide really nails it. This is the core of the whole thing. On one side, you've got the way most of us see it, discipline as this cage, full of strict rules, sacrifice, and just, But on the other side is the perspective we're going to dig into today. Discipline as the key that unlocks real choice, that leads to achievements you can be proud of, and that builds this deep, unshakable self-respect. So let's jump right into our first section and really unpack this powerful idea that real lasting freedom is actually built on a foundation of self-discipline. Okay, so let's get on the same page with a clear definition. At its absolute core, self-discipline is simply the ability to delay gratification. That's it. It's all about managing those immediate impulses, what you want right now, in order to get something much bigger and better down the road. It's the choice between the person you want to become tomorrow and the easy comfort you want this very second. But hey, this isn't just some nice philosophical idea. Oh no, there is some seriously powerful science that shows exactly how this ability to delay gratification literally shapes our entire lives. And it all starts with a famous experiment involving some kids and some marshmallows. It all began with a super simple, now legendary experiment. Okay, picture this. You're a little kid, and you're in a room with a researcher. They put a delicious, fluffy marshmallow right in front of you. And then they say they have to leave for a little while, and you have a choice. You can go ahead and eat this one marshmallow right now, or if you can just wait, if you can hold out until they come back, you'll get 2 treats. So what do? 1 now or 2 later? This was the famous Stanford marshmallow experiment. But here's where it gets absolutely fascinating. The real experiment happened years later. Researchers tracked these kids down as adults, and the results were just stunning. The kids who waited for that second marshmallow, they ended up with higher test scores, they were more successful in their careers, they were even physically healthier. And get this is the kicker. Their ability to wait for the marshmallow was a better predictor of their future success than their IQ. It mattered more than IQ. So, what in the world is happening in the brains of those kids who could wait? Well, it all comes down to the prefrontal cortex, that part of your brain right behind your forehead. The best way to think about it is as your discipline muscle. Every single time you resist an impulse, just like those kids staring at that marshmallow, you are literally strengthening the neural pathways for self-control. It's like doing reps at the gym, but for your willpower.
And this brings up such a critical point, the whole talent versus effort debate. As researcher Angela Duckworth puts it, our potential is one thing. That's just the starting line. But what we do with it? Well, that's a whole different ballgame. And discipline is the engine that turns all that potential into actual accomplishment.
Okay, so that's the why. It's powerful, it's backed by science, we get it. But how do we, actually do it? Let's get super practical now and build your own personal discipline toolkit.
First things first, we've got to bust some myths that hold so many people back. Myth number 1, you're born with it. Nope, absolutely not. Myth 2, it's all about raw willpower. Wrong again. Willpower is like a battery. It runs out. And myth number 3, it means having no fun. Not even close. In fact, it leads to way more guilt-free fun.
See, the key isn't brute force, it's being strategic. You build discipline not by just trying harder, but by making it easier for yourself to succeed. You start incredibly small to build momentum. You design your environment so temptation isn't even there. You build routines to put your good choices on autopilot. And this last one is huge. When you inevitably slip up, because we all do, you have to forgive yourself instantly and just get right back on track. The real goal here is consistency, not perfection.
And you know, this idea of just keeping going, it's not new. As Confucius said centuries and centuries ago, progress is progress, no matter how slow it feels. The only way to truly fail is to stop altogether. Now, for our final section, I want to elevate this whole conversation. We've talked about success and strategy, and that's all great. But at its deepest level, discipline is something much more profound. It's actually an act of self-respect. I mean, think about Nelson Mandela, 27 years in a prison cell. He used that time with unbelievable discipline to study, to plan, to master his own anger. And he emerged not broken, but as a leader, ready to heal a nation. Or think about Serena Williams. Yeah, her talent is just off the charts. But that talent was forged in the fire of a daily, grueling, relentless training schedule, year after year after year. That is the discipline behind greatness. And then there's someone like Steve Jobs. His discipline wasn't just about what he did. It was about what he said no to. He was relentless about simplicity, cutting away everything that wasn't absolutely essential to create products that literally changed the world. Because here's the secret. Every single discipline choice you make is a vote. It's a vote for the person you want to become. It's this quiet little message you send to yourself. So choosing the workout over the couch, that isn't punishment. It's you telling yourself something important. You're telling yourself, I deserve to be healthy. And that simple shift turns a chore into an act of self-care. It changes everything. And it's the exact same thing with your finances. When you decide to save that money, instead of making that impulse buy, you're sending yourself another one of those powerful messages. That message says, I deserve security. My future peace of mind is worth more to me than this temporary little thrill. Ultimately, I think it all comes down to this beautiful summary from Jim Rohn. You've got your goals way over here on one side, and your accomplishments way over there on the other. Discipline. Discipline is the bridge you build, one choice at a time, to get from one to the other. So I'll leave you with this question. Forget about the huge, overwhelming plans for just a minute. What is one small, tiny, disciplined choice you can make today that the you of tomorrow, or next week, or next year will look back on and just say, thank you?